Chosen one, your steps are supernatural now. Let those words settle deep into your spirit, because this is not just another message. This is your confirmation. The waiting season you've been enduring, the silent nights where you questioned everything, the moments when you wondered if you heard correctly, it's all coming to a close. This is the divine announcement you've been waiting for, and it's arriving at exactly the right moment. I need you to watch this entire message because there are keys embedded in every segment that will unlock understanding about what's happening in your life right now. As you receive this word, I want you to comment 777 below and send your warmest wishes to everyone else who's stepping into this supernatural season. This community is rising together, and your engagement helps spread this confirmation to other chosen ones who need to hear it. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel because you're going to want to stay connected to what's unfolding. Your supernatural walk has already begun, and everything is about to shift in ways you cannot yet imagine. You've been in a season of silence that felt unbearable at times. There were nights when you questioned whether you heard the voice of God correctly, mornings when you woke up wondering if you missed your moment, and countless hours spent watching others step into opportunities while you remained still. But something profound has been happening beneath the surface of that waiting. The frequency of your life has fundamentally changed. You've been tuned to a different station, recalibrated to operate on a wavelength that transcends human logic and earthly systems. What looked like delay was actually divine adjustment. Your spirit has been rewired to recognize supernatural patterns, to sense divine timing, to discern movements that others cannot perceive. You've entered a realm where the rules of the natural world no longer govern your progress. This isn't about positive thinking or manifestation techniques. This is about stepping into a dimension where heaven's timeline supersedes Earth's calendar, where divine orchestration overrides human planning, and where your steps are being guided by forces that defy conventional wisdom. The divine motion that has been building in the unseen realm has finally been birthed into your reality. What you're about to experience is an acceleration so dramatic that it will feel almost disorienting. The timeline that governed everyone else's journey doesn't apply to you anymore. What took others a lifetime to accomplish will manifest in your life in a day. This isn't arrogance, it's divine mathematics. You've been enduring preparation that was far more intense than what others experienced, which means your breakthrough carries far more momentum. Every barrier that seemed immovable has already collapsed in the spiritual realm through your endurance and obedience. You didn't see it happening because spiritual demolition doesn't make noise in the natural world. But those walls are down, those gates are open, those pathways are clear. The acceleration you're entering isn't about working harder or hustling smarter. It's about divine winds, catching the sails you've been faithfully setting during your hidden season. Your obedience during the silence has created a launching pad for supernatural speed, and you're about to experience momentum that defies every natural explanation. You need to completely reframe how you've been viewing your journey. You are not behind, you are positioned. Every moment you felt forgotten was actually a moment you were being sharpened for what's ahead. The delays that frustrated you were divine insertions of preparation you absolutely needed but didn't know to ask for. Looking back, you'll see that everything happened at precisely the right time to shape you into someone who can carry what's coming without being destroyed by it. The character development you underwent in the waiting room was non-negotiable. Without it, the blessings ahead would have crushed you, the opportunities would have corrupted you, and the elevation would have isolated you. But you've been fortified, you've been refined, you've been positioned not just for success, but for sustainable, impactful work that doesn't implode when the spotlight hits. Stop measuring your progress against other people's timelines. Their journey equipped them for their assignment. Your journey has equipped you for yours. And the truth is, you're not behind anyone. You're ahead in ways the natural eye cannot perceive because you've been developed in dimensions they haven't accessed. There's a fundamental shift happening in how you operate. You're transitioning from trying to flowing, from guessing to knowing, from wishing to walking. For so long, you've been attempting to figure things out, strategizing your next move, trying to force doors open through your own effort. But that season is over. Now, you're stepping into a flow where you simply know. It's not about having all the information. It's about having divine instinct. Your feet are anointed now, which means they're being placed on ground that has already been prepared for you. You're not blazing new trails through hostile territory anymore. You're walking on paths that heaven paved in advance, following a route that has been cleared, protected, and blessed before you ever set foot on it. This transition from effort to grace is going to feel strange at first because you've become so accustomed to struggling. You've normalized the resistance, adapted to the difficulty, and assumed that anything worthwhile must be hard-won. But supernatural movement doesn't operate that way. When you're in divine flow, things align with an ease that almost feels too simple, too smooth, too perfect. Don't talk yourself out of it. This is how heaven works. What's about to unfold in your life will defy every logical explanation. You're going to walk through doors that should have required connections you don't have. You'll gain access to rooms that should have demanded credentials you haven't earned. Resources will flow to you without you chasing them down. When people ask how you got from point A to point B, you won't have a satisfactory answer that makes sense in natural terms. You'll fumble for words, trying to explain a supernatural process that has no earthly parallel. This is the realm you're operating in now, a dimension where heaven's logic supersedes Earth's requirements. Traditional gatekeepers don't have power here. Conventional systems don't govern here. The usual rules about who gets what and when simply don't apply. You're being moved by a divine hand that opens pathways others cannot see and creates opportunities that don't exist in the natural marketplace. This isn't about shortcuts or bypassing the process. You've already walked through more process than most people will ever endure. This is about supernatural favor that positions you where you need to be, regardless of whether you check all the boxes that society says are necessary. Heaven is orchestrating everything around you right now with a precision that would astound you if you could see the full scope. Favor is tracking you like a homing signal, arranging circumstances, aligning people, and timing events with supernatural accuracy. You don't have to chase anything anymore because what's meant for you is being magnetically drawn to you. This is grace over effort, divine coordination over human hustle. While you're resting in obedience, heaven's machinery is working on your behalf, moving pieces, shifting atmospheres, preparing hearts, opening minds, and creating convergence points where your path intersects with exactly what you need at exactly the right moment. The people you're about to meet were being prepared while you were being prepared. The opportunities that are about to emerge were being constructed while you were being constructed. Everything is synchronized at a level that only God could coordinate. Your job is not to orchestrate, it's to obey. Your responsibility is not to make it happen, it's to stay in alignment. When you move in sync with divine timing, the universe itself rearranges to accommodate your steps. Your patterns are shifting completely. You're not reacting anymore. You're being moved. You're not negotiating for position. You're being selected. You're not chasing opportunities. You're attracting them. This represents a fundamental change in how you engage with the world. Reactive living is exhausting because it puts you at the mercy of circumstances, constantly responding to external pressures and trying to manage chaos you didn't create. But chosen ones don't operate reactively. They operate responsively to divine prompting. You're being moved by an internal compass that knows things before they manifest externally. You're being selected by divine wisdom that sees your value before human systems recognize it. You're attracting what aligns with your assignment because your frequency has been calibrated to resonate with your purpose. This shift from pursuing to attracting will feel almost passive at first, but it's actually the most powerful position you've ever occupied. When you stop chasing and start aligning, when you cease striving and start flowing, you tap into a current of divine provision that carries you further than your effort ever could. Everything you're stepping into is built on a foundation of radical obedience that you demonstrated when no one was watching. You believed without seeing evidence. You prepared without having deadlines. You made peace with being misunderstood by people who couldn't perceive what you were building. That obedience in obscurity has created a platform for your public blessing. Most people only obey when they can see the outcome, when the path makes sense, when others validate their direction. But you obeyed when it looked foolish, when it felt lonely, when it cost you relationships and opportunities that others said you were crazy to sacrifice. You said yes to God when the entire world was saying no. You kept building when there was no audience. You maintained integrity when no one would have known if you cut corners. That kind of obedience doesn't go unnoticed in heaven. It creates a track record in the spirit realm that heaven honors with supernatural backing in the natural realm. The reward for hidden faithfulness is public favor. You're about to see heaven publicly back what you've been privately building. Projects that have been stuck for months or years are suddenly gaining unstoppable momentum. Connections that ignored you are now seeking you out. Things you thought were dead and forgotten are returning to you upgraded and multiplied. This is the acceleration phase where everything speeds up simultaneously, creating a whirlwind of movement that can feel overwhelming if you're not rooted in peace. Emails you've been waiting for will arrive in the same week. Opportunities that seemed impossible will surface in the same month. Breakthroughs that should have taken years will manifest in the same season. The acceleration isn't happening because you finally figured out the right strategy. It's happening because divine timing has shifted from preparation to manifestation. What was being constructed in the unseen realm is breaking through into visible reality. Heaven's calendar has turned the page from not yet to now, and everything that was building pressure behind the dam is being released in a flood of blessing. Don't be surprised when multiple impossibilities resolve themselves in rapid succession. This is supernatural acceleration, and it's confirmation that your season has officially changed. The acceleration you're experiencing isn't making you run faster, it's allowing you to walk freer. There's a grace-fueled current carrying you now, so you don't have to generate momentum through your own effort. You're being moved by divine wind, not human willpower. Your intuition and discernment are heightened to levels you've never experienced before. What used to take weeks of prayer and counsel to discern you now know instantly. Divine downloads that used to feel like rare supernatural moments are becoming your daily instinct. You're operating from a place of knowing that transcends information and touches revelation. This heightened spiritual sensitivity allows you to navigate complex situations with supernatural wisdom, to avoid traps you would have previously walked into, to recognize aligned opportunities while they're still forming. You're not moving frantically, trying to make things happen. You're moving fluidly in sync with what's already been orchestrated. There's a lightness to your steps, even as they carry more weight, an ease to your progress, even as it covers more ground. This is not a future season you're waiting to enter. This is now. The restoration is now. The abundance is now. The clarity is now. Your preparation is complete, and your oil is overflowing. You're not getting ready to be ready anymore. You are ready, and the opportunities that match your readiness are manifesting in real time. The life you've been believing for, praying for, preparing for, is materializing around you. Old limitations are dissolving. Past disappointments are being rewritten. Former impossibilities are becoming your new normal. The gap between prayer and manifestation is collapsing to the point where you'll start seeing answers before you finish asking questions. You're not hoping for breakthrough, you're walking in it. You're not waiting for your moment, you're living it. What's happening in your life right now might look sudden to people watching from the outside, but you know the truth. This movement has been building for years behind the scenes. While others were sleeping, you were building. While others were partying, you were praying. While others were seeking applause, you were seeking alignment. The power that's manifesting now was accumulated in secret seasons that no one witnessed. This is the reward for patience that pushed through every temptation to quit. What looks like overnight success to observers is actually the culmination of countless unseen mornings when you chose obedience over comfort, faith over fear, and divine timing over human impatience. The foundation you built in obscurity is now supporting a structure that can withstand the pressure of visibility. Nothing about this is sudden. It's strategic. Heaven's timing is perfect, and you're right on schedule. There's a new authority resting on you that people can sense even if they can't articulate it. You're owning rooms before you speak. You're leading projects you didn't volunteer for. You're birthing breakthroughs instead of borrowing from others' revelations. This authority isn't arrogance, it's anointing. You're no longer asking for permission to operate in your calling. You're walking in the authority that heaven granted you before you were born. You're operating beyond earthly gravity now, functioning in a realm where miracles are the norm and impossibilities bow to divine decree. This is not the realm of man, where effort determines outcome. This is the realm of God, where supernatural propulsion carries you further than natural ability ever could. Your voice, vision, and velocity are all evolving simultaneously. The evolution of your voice means your declarations now carry weight that shifts atmospheres. When you speak, things move in the spiritual realm that create pathways in the natural realm. The evolution of your vision means you can see through facades that used to deceive you. You recognize truth faster, discern motives clearer, and perceive opportunities sooner. The evolution of your velocity means you're covering ground at a pace that defies explanation. What should take years is manifesting in days. No more tiptoeing through your own life, trying not to disturb anyone. The season of making yourself small to make others comfortable is over. You're here to leave imprints, to make impact, to create change that outlasts your lifetime. Every step you take is sending a signal into the spiritual atmosphere that triggers divine response. You're not walking alone anymore. Your steps are shadowed by angelic assistance. Your path is cleared by supernatural intervention. And your movement is backed by heaven's full resources. This requires boldness that doesn't apologize for occupying space, that doesn't shrink back from visibility. You have to walk with the confidence of someone who knows they're exactly where they're supposed to be, doing exactly what they're called to do. The people who are intimidated by your growth were never meant to stay in your circle. Everything that falls away when you rise was only there for a season, and its departure is making room for what belongs in your elevation. The silence you endured was not punishment, it was preparation. The waiting wasn't failure, it was formation. The delays weren't denial, they were divine choreography setting up a moment so perfect that early release would have ruined it. You have to completely reframe how you view the hidden season you just walked through. It wasn't wasted time, it was invested time. Every moment you spent in obscurity was building equity in the spirit realm that's now being cashed out in the natural realm. You weren't forgotten. You were protected. The magnitude of what's been placed inside you required protection from premature exposure that would have damaged you and distorted your message. You were hidden by design, preserved for purpose, shielded from visibility that would have come before you were ready to steward it. You were hidden, not because you didn't matter, but because you mattered too much to be revealed prematurely. The magnitude of your assignment required a development process that couldn't happen in public. Now, you're being revealed in perfect timing when the world is ready to receive what you carry, and you're ready to release it without being destroyed by the response. You've met yourself in God. You've discovered who you are beyond anyone's opinion. You've found your voice, clarified your vision, and anchored your identity in unshakable truth. You're transitioning from survival to reigning, from barely making it to abundantly thriving, from defending your existence to demonstrating your authority. This is an era of demonstration where you're showing the world what supernatural alignment looks like. Your life is becoming evidence of divine flow that defies human explanation. Divine collaborators are appearing seemingly out of nowhere, bringing resources, wisdom, and opportunities that perfectly complement what you're building. The universe is talking back to your steps, sending you divine winks that let you know you're on the right path. Repeating numbers catch your eye at precisely the moment you need reassurance. Perfectly timed conversations deliver the exact word you needed to hear. Random encounters create connections that unlock doors you didn't even know existed. These aren't coincidences. They're cosmic confirmations that you're being seen, heard, and guided by forces beyond human comprehension. You are not late. You're perfectly placed. You're not behind. You're ahead in the spirit, even if it hasn't manifested yet in the natural. Everything in and around you is vibrating at a higher frequency now. Your energy has shifted. Your atmosphere has changed. Your very presence carries a weight that affects rooms before you speak. You are the moment that you've been waiting for. The breakthrough isn't coming. You are the breakthrough. The blessing isn't approaching. You embody the blessing. This realization shifts everything because it moves you from waiting for something external to recognizing something internal has already activated. You stop looking for the moment and realize you are the moment. The shift from waiting to walking, from seeking to being, from becoming to arrived is the shift that releases everything heaven has been holding for you. God's strategy for your breakthrough is hidden in your next step of obedience, not in the spotlight you're waiting for. You are the evidence that invisible battles produce visible victories. The path you're walking now was paved with prayers you prayed at 3 in the morning when you couldn't sleep. The bridges you're crossing were built with faith you exercised when every circumstance screamed that you were foolish for believing. Your current elevation is the response to battles you fought when no one was watching. The tears you cried in secret are being honored in public. The sacrifices you made in private are being rewarded in plain sight. Heaven is settling accounts, and you're receiving compound interest on every investment you made in the kingdom. The invisible battles that nobody saw are producing visible victories that everyone will see. And your testimony will become evidence that God honors hidden faithfulness with public favor. You're moving at a sacred frequency now that's too divine for those who are out of tune to understand. The stillness you maintained during the waiting season was sacred preparation, while others were running in circles, creating motion without progress. You were being still and knowing. Now, when you move with precision. When you speak with power. You're building legacy, not chasing likes. You're seeking divine visibility, not viral validation. Heaven is orchestrating your exposure in a way that protects your purpose while promoting your platform. Surrender is the portal through which everything shifts. When you release the need to control and trust the one who does, resistance transforms into flow. Surrender isn't giving up, it's giving over. It's releasing your limited understanding to access unlimited wisdom. Peace is your compass now, and it's pointing you toward divine destiny with precision that logic cannot match. Follow your peace, and you'll find your purpose. Protect your peace, and you'll preserve your power. You are in supernatural motion right now. The wait is officially over. Everything you've been believing for, preparing for, and contending for is manifesting in real time. Walk in your divine authority, knowing that every step is backed by heaven. Every word carries weight, and every move you make is creating impact that will outlast your lifetime. Comment 777 below to seal this word over your life and to send blessings to everyone else stepping into their supernatural season. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay connected because this is just the beginning. The best is not coming, it's here. Your steps are supernatural now, chosen one. Walk accordingly.